Hello! Sorry for the lack of videos, but I've been busy with work and I have a new toy. I got a 3D printer, so I made some handles for my 15,000 picks because they are good for getting into tight keyways, but when you have sausages for hands like I do, they do sort of, just by holding on to them, they bend and flex, and when the handle flexes, so does the tip, so it sort of made it weird trying to pick locks with when they bent. Also, didn't have much locks to pick. I've been working on this challenge lock, like you might have seen, and I fucked up my first key because there's no way of salvaging this, I guess, so I have some more. Besides that, I opened the trial wing and I have another one, which is a 5652. So, but considering that the other one over there took me about 3 months to open, I don't want to start this right now. But the other day I got a package from the Norseman Lockpicker, and inside were a couple of locks. So I have this Yale, which I assume is a challenge lock. It has, judging by the keyway, been picked a lot, and the key looks like that. So it sort of looks homemade, I guess. There was no description or anything with this one. I assume it's a challenge lock, but I don't know who made it. There was also a challenge lock from Adsfkaos Challange4, which this is an ASSA, so we'll probably be picking that probably right now or in 2 minutes. There was also one of these combination locks, which I have no idea how to work on, but I saw a video, I think Bosnian Bill or someone did a video how to open these without knowing the combination, so either I'll do some research myself or I'll just cheat and look at that video, but anyway. Got one of those, and then the last one is really interesting. This might be a joke, or that might be a name, I don't know. This is a padlock, as you can see, but it appears to me that the shackle wasn't built for this padlock because the tolerances in here are just ridiculous. It gets even worse when you open it, then it really starts, feels and looks and feels like it's gonna fall apart any minute. Can't shim it because you can see in there it has ball bearings, and also the keyway makes it sort of unlike anything I've ever seen before. Sort of reminds me of the smiley keys that I've seen people pick, but this one is straight. So I will probably have to do a lot of research on how to pick this one. Anyway, what do you say we pick a lock? I'm sort of tempted to destroy this video utterly or make it an hour long by going for this one. So let's do that. Let me set up the camera and clamp the lock up, and we'll pick this ASSA. So here we are. Got it clamped up. It works, but it's really rough. Let's put it that way. But it works. Key looks like that. Not that it helps me in any way, because so here we are with the ASSA Challenge lock from Adsfkaos Challange4. So this isn't going the way I want to. It's take 7, I think, and I can't get anywhere. So take number 8. This lock continues to defy me, but then I guess that's the point of a challenge lock. Problem is, I can't feel what I'm doing. And I'm thinking that has to do with the fact that the core is very tight. I mean, even using the key after the lock is open, it's hard to turn the core. If I didn't know any better, I would say there's a spring. It feels like there's something caught between the Bible and the core that makes it difficult to turn and move. And so it sort of takes away all the feedback. I am of course wrong. I don't think there's a spring, but it feels like there is something caught between the Bible and the core. I'm thinking maybe, how about starting at the front and leaving pin 6 alone. Very deep fault set now. Or very deep, the deepest one I've had in this lock anyway. And there we go. It seems like, I don't know if you noticed, but when I turned the core all the way back to reset the lock, it seemed like to me that pin 6 still wouldn't move. Or it was still stuck, so I just sort of left him alone. And, well, we have an open. So let's see if I can mangle this lock and never get it back together again by gutting it. Let's put him there for now. Remove that. And what do we need? We need some way to remove that clip. And I have a key, so if it locks up, it's not exactly the end of the world, but you know, can try and make it happen without using the key. There we go. And let's see. The pins are there, and I said, okay. Let's just use a shim. So what we do is we insert him in here to keep the pins from going into that gap there. Just put him in there, and he should be okay. And the pins will be coming up there, and we need a follower of the correct size, which I guess is this one. And there we go. Some sort of pinning tray that isn't in use, and you probably want to see what is going on here. Whoops. So I can't see any threading on the core, but we have 2, 4, 6, 7 pins. So let's get them out of there. We have a T-pin, standard, standard, T-pin, another T-pin, standard, and the last one, another T-pin. And here we have not much going on. So that's what the core looks like. We have 4 T-pins, and a some sort of cut down serrated small serration here, reduced diameter there, and T-pins. So let's have a look in here and see what is really the secret in here. We're going to need some tweezers. And I'm going to zoom out for a bit here. Give myself a little more working space. And let's see what we have in here. Oh dear. How in the world did I get this open? Come on, focus, you shitty camera. Can you see that? That is a very, very sharp spool with a wafer to... It was probably the other way around, dummy. Like that. So you have a wafer to keep the sharp end from going into the spring. And number 2, it's a very sharp serrated little dude. I'll show you later. Number 3 is another serrated little dude. Number 4 is a serrated dudette. That's a new word. Number 5. Where did you go? It's a spring. Didn't ask for your help. Wow, that's what you call a spool. Number 6, serrated, spool-like type of guy. And number 7 is another wafer and one of these T-pin dudes, or dudettes. Nothing else in here. And it hasn't been drilled, so you can't really thread it or anything. So, I guess that's what we were working with. Let's see if I can show you this with any sort of quality. So we had pin 1, reduced diameter key pin, and this T-pin with a wafer to keep the spring keep it from going inside the spring. We had serrated in number 2, serrated in number 3, serrated with a sort of a spool in the middle through 4. Number 5 is a spool with a cut down the end of it so it gets caught in the shear line just like the key pin. Number 5 is a serrated kind of a spool thing, and no, that was 6. 7 is same as number 1. Very, very nasty lock. So Adsfkaos, very nasty lock and very difficult to pick for me anyway, because I think I'm very lucky to have gotten this open, because I couldn't feel anything what I was doing. But I do sort of suspect that pin number 6, actually I could test that, couldn't I? I suspect pin number 6 is a some sort of a trap, because I don't think he needs to go anywhere. I think he is at the shear line in it by itself or something like that, because I couldn't move him. Once I ignored him, the rest was pickable. Anyway, thank you Norseman for sending me the locks, and thank you for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye.